Reporting live from Nigeria city capital. This is the ill action of the terrorist Abujs. He has beaten the finger that fed him, and Nigerian workers are saying no to this impunity. No to this impunity. Satanic action of Abujs of Imo State that has not been rebuked by the federal government. He has not been brought to justice by the federal government. And Nigerian workers are demanding for the immediate action to be taken against him. You don't meet a terrorism attack against people who create wealth and say nothing will happen. The Nigerian workers are the workers who create wealth. And then Abujs is a terrorist of the highest order. And they have to take action against him. This is the action that the Nigerian workers are saying no to the impunity and the terrorism against Nigerian workers, and also the attitude and the action of the state. Abujs must be brought to justice. Nigerian workers.
Yes, so guys, this is coming from Abuja airport. You can see that the members of the NLC, they are not happy with what has been happening in Imo State. Imo State is a no-go area. And like I've said, they will tell you the IPOB, the ESN and all that. One keeps wondering, is Imo State the only state in the Southeast? Why is that of Imo State so different? Because we have leadership gap. This man has not taken his time to go and learn what is leadership. He had the opportunity to amend so many fences, while Buhari was in power, but he didn't. He just tried to pose himself as a dictator in the state. If you are his opponent, you cannot survive the state. You cannot survive in the state. He will come after you, and you could see the kind of action he took against the NLC chairman. I mean, they dealt with this man and had boldness to come out to justify their action, that next time he should learn not to interfere in political matters. Tell me, this man didn't go there with any weapon or anything. He wasn't even with his phone when this thing happened. And they dealt with him. They built him to the point that he had swollen eyes and some parts of his body were really, very red if you had seen any of the images on the social media. And now, I think Abujs, this is really going to affect his re-election bid, because we know we just have few days to the election. This weekend, elections are holding, and this thing is now coming up. I think it's going to be a very big setback for him. And for the Imolites, I think we got to stand up to reject this kind of person as the governor of the state. Since he came into power, Imo State has known no peace. Things are not progressing. And that is why we just have to get somebody who will do what Oti is doing in Abia State, to replicate those in Imo State. We need somebody like Oti in Imo State. Thanks to God that we have also a governorship candidate. I mean, the Labour Party has a governorship candidate in the person of Mr. Atan Achonu. So this is a time for us all to stand up, go and vote for the right person. If you've collected money, because they are using money to, influence the people, manipulate the process and all that, but we've got to reject all that. Abujs has not done anything to benefit, for the people of the state to benefit from. He has not done, there's no outstanding project. There is no outstanding project, despite all the money they are getting. OT has come into a state, Abia State, that was almost brought down by the previous government, financially and otherwise. But go and see what OT is doing in that state. People keep asking, where is he getting the money from? And he has promised to pay the arrears that were being owed by the previous government. The people are there, they are happy, they are seeing the projects he's embarking on, seeing them. Most of them are already completed. He has already begun to kind of commission some of the projects that he embarked on just few months. How many months has he stayed in office? But he has done so many things that we all can, praise him for. But that of Imo State, after 4 years, we are still asking ourselves, where were we when he came in and where are we today? No difference has been made. And you can see the desperation in him. Yesterday, we showcased to you guys a video of an INEC official. I think he's the leader of the INEC in the whole of Southeast. He was asking the media to excuse them, that they should off their camera. They had like a stakeholders meeting, and he was asking the media people to off their camera. I mean, an INEC of a senior INEC official. Nigeria, this is where we are as a country. Honestly, these people, they believe that they can come in, do anything, and the judiciary will help them go scot-free. But I think this is time for the people of Imo to come out and take a decision that is going to change the state of Imo forever. The Labour Party governorship candidate is there to transform Imo. Let's not allow this opportunity to slip off. Let's take advantage of this. So I'm going to allow you listen to this video, and I'll show you more clips coming from Abuja.
My name is Adamazi Onyeka Onwenu. I'm from Arondizogo in Imo State. My state used to be one of the most peaceful, joyous, happy, hospitable places you could visit in the country. But that's no longer so. Now our streets are filled with blood. Our communities, our farmlands are decimated. Our youths are leaving. In a few days, November 11 to be exact, we will go to the polls to choose a new governor or re-elect the sitting governor. I thank everyone who has come out for their courage to do so, to rescue Imo State. All I want to say at this point is, for those in power and those in control, let there be peace. Enough of the bloodshed, enough of the killings, the kidnapping, the burning of houses and property. Enough of the threats, the intimidation, the harassment, the inducements, the bribery, the corruption. Enough for just the ambition of some people. Please remember that you do not own life. God does. Imo State will survive. Imo State will thrive. The world is watching. We have all it takes. May God help us. But enough is enough. Day one.
Yes, enough is enough. Enough of the bloodshed. Enough of poor governance in Imo State. Enough of people like Hope Uzodinma. Enough of people like him. We just want a new person in that position. Nigerians, Imolites, ensure you come out and vote for the Labour Party. Vote for Atan Achonu. Vote for a new Imo State. Just like what is happening in Abia State today, the transformation that is going on there can be replicated in Imo State. Let's come out en masse, No matter their threats, no matter their strategy, we know that INEC is not even helping out matters, because as it stands, people do no longer understand the relevance of the IREF and the beavers. We don't even know if those things count any longer. But do the much you can, the much in your power, the much that your ability can take. Do it, come out and vote. Ensure you take your people along, take your family members, encourage others. They should come out and vote for a new Imo State, because enough of what is happening. The Imo youths have, almost all of them have left Imo State, because if you are in Imo State, you are not even sure of your life tomorrow. You are not sure of your life tomorrow. People will always tell you, don't go out in the night. Some people will tell you, while going out, don't wear a black t-shirt, don't wear this, because the army may mistake you for the bad guys and they'll want to, like, gun you down or whatever. So Imo State used to be a very peaceful state. But today it is something else. And it baffles me seeing some youths supporting this current government, the government of Hope Uzodinma. I'm so shocked. As in, when I see youths supporting this government, I begin to wonder, does it mean we don't have conscience again? Or does it mean what is happening in this state does not affect us directly or indirectly? I'm looking forward to an Imo State, or a place where people, all the youths will come out to say, we cannot vote for Hope Uzodinma. I was happy with what happened. There was this video of Hope Uzodinma when he visited IMSU. When I saw it, I was like, wow. The Imo State students, Imo State University students, when they saw him, they were like, no light, no light. They were like chanting something to like express their rejection of him. They don't want him. And I believe that he left there embarrassed, because he has not done anything to benefit the people. Go and see the roads in Imo State. There's no clear project that this governor has carried out in Imo State that you could say that, okay, because of this, let's vote him again. Instead, it has been the other way around. People have lost their lives, especially our youths. So there is no justification for him to be re-elected. So I want to also use this opportunity to urge the Imolites. Please go out and vote for the Labour Party. We can't but make use of this privilege, this opportunity of getting a new Imo State, a new and transformed Imo State. So like I started this program by introducing to you guys what is happening in Abuja Airport, where the NLC members have stormed there trying to prevent flights from leaving the airport, any flight going to Imo State. They want to like teach the governor of Imo State a lesson he will never forget for how he treated the NLC chairman when he visited Imo State. You know, if you are an opponent, we all know what happened to Rochas, you know, when Hope Uzodinma took over the office of the governor, who were thinking he meant well for the people. So he came like accusing Rochas that he took people's land, he took the money of the state, and we thought he was going to be a better choice. But you've seen all what Hope, Rochas is far better than him. At least Rochas was able to build roads in so many places. He opened up. Imo State people now start testifying. When they now tasted the government of Hope Uzodinma, they were now testifying that Rochas did a very good job. Although Rochas has his own bad side of the story. But I tell you, so many road projects today in Imo State were done by Rochas government. And he was able to carry some people along, although he was accused of, you know, putting more of his family members into office. But he did a good job, better than what Hope Uzodinma has done. I don't even know what this man has achieved. So going to vote for him is like you just want to push Imo State, you know, backward more than what it has experienced. Imo State used to be a very peaceful state, a state that people want to visit. We have students going to school. Today, going to school as in, there is even no peace. If you are in the schools, you are afraid of the non-gunmen, you are afraid of the whatever they call them, you know. because there is no peace. And this man is like, he doesn't even know how to like negotiate peace in the state. He can't relate with the elder statesmen and all that. That has really turned Imo State upside down. So we've got the opportunity to change Imo State. And I also want to say that the president has not come out to condemn Hope Uzodinma's action. I think that is one of the reasons why these people have come out to protest, because they expected the government, I mean the federal government, to call Mr. Hope Uzodinma to order. Because no matter what, even if the NLC chairman had come to the state for a political reason, I think that there is no justification on how he was treated, being beaten black and blue. There wasn't, there wasn't any reason that they gave that is concrete. There is nothing that they've come out to say that is very strong, as in to back their action. You find out that these people are just behaving the way they are doing because they feel nobody can prosecute them. Nigeria is a place, once you belong to the ruling party, you have the right to do whatever you want to do. You will not be prosecuted. Nobody will question you. Even if you go to court, you are likely to be justified for your actions. So this is one of the reasons why this protest is going on in Abuja.
In this struggle, a gentleman no pay. A gentleman no pay. In this struggle,
Reporting live from Nigeria city capital. This is the ill action of the terrorist Hope Uzodinma. He has beaten the finger that fed him, and Nigerian workers are saying no to this impunity. No to this impunity. Satanic action of Hope Uzodinma of Imo State that has not been rebuked by the federal government. He has not been brought to justice by the federal government. And Nigerian workers are demanding for the immediate action to be taken against him. You don't meet a terrorism attack against people who create wealth and say nothing will happen. The Nigerian workers are the workers who create wealth. And then Hope Uzodinma is a terrorist of the highest order, and they have to take action against him. This is the action that the Nigerian workers are saying no to the impunity and the terrorism against Nigerian workers, and also the attitude and the actions of the state. Hope Uzodinma must be brought to justice. Nigerian workers have spoken.
Yes, you can't justify that action by the Supreme Court governor. We all know how he came into power. Somebody that came forth also became the governor of the state. Don't forget that recently the Supreme Court told Nigerians that they are going to start hearing the case of Hope Uzodinma versus PDP and ABGA, because Hope Uzodinma was never supposed to be the governor of Imo State. Number one, the Supreme Court told us that APC never had a candidate for that election. They never had a candidate. The same Supreme Court finally declared Hope Uzodinma the winner of the election and ordered INEC to issue him the certificate of return, after telling us that Imo State didn't have APC didn't have any candidate. Nigerians, this is why we keep saying that we don't even know if our politicians are the main problem or if it's the judiciary that is the main problem. Because The way things are going in Nigeria, you don't really know what an outcome of a case in court is going to be, even when you know the truth, even when the truth is glaring. You don't even know what the outcome is going to be like. Supreme Court told us APC didn't field any candidate during an election, and then they still told us that election, after the litigation, that this person, this party that you said didn't have a candidate, now won the same election. So that brings me to the Supreme Court's role in Nigeria. Look at this. The Labour Party has come out to condemn the ruling of the court because they've ruled in favor of the governor of Enugu State, the PDP governor. Nigerians, I'm still like trying to understand what is happening in our country. We saw during the tribunal that the governor of Enugu State submitted an NYC certificate that is alleged to have been forged. You know, he went for youth service, quite right, but he didn't finish because he got a job opportunity from the government house, the state house in Enugu State. So he abandoned his youth service and rather went for the political position. Only when he realized that he needed this certificate, he tried getting it, you know, anyhow. And after submitting it to INEC, it was now discovered that what he submitted was not gotten from the NYC. The NYC sent a representative to come and testify that, this certificate didn't come from us. We did, just like what happened in the case of the president and the Chicago State University, that we didn't issue him the one he submitted to INEC. The same thing, the NYC came to court and testified that we didn't issue this governor the certificate he tendered to INEC. So now the same court is ordering the NYC to pay this fine. Can you imagine? Nigerians, I'm still like trying to understand what is happening. Alleged certificate forgery by Mba. Court slams 5 million naira fine on NYC. NYC, I don't even know. This is purely politics, Nigerians. This is purely politics. NYC came to court to tell the whole world that we didn't give him this certificate he submitted to INEC. Yes, he came to serve as a core member, but he didn't finish. So we didn't give him a certification. Now, the one that he submitted to INEC didn't emanate from us. Where did he then get it? Today, you can see this headline that the court has ordered NYC to pay this fine, meaning that NYC now is to be blamed for somebody submitting a forged certificate. Talking about forgery in Nigeria, we are still trying to recover from that of CSU in the United States of America. We are trying to recover from the damage it has caused Nigerians. Having a sitting president with forgery around him and trafficking of drug for future and all that. We all know what we just passed through. Let me just say it that way. And now the NYC is being asked to pay this fine of 5 million naira for coming out to say the truth that we didn't give you this certificate. Nigerians, you can see where we are as a country. This ruling is coming from the court. The court ruling on Peter Mba's NYC certificate forgery bizarre. So the Labour Party has reacted to this. They are like saying that they can't really understand what is happening in Nigeria today. Being on the right path is standing on the truth, as in being on the right path. It does not help people in places like Nigeria. If you want to stand with the truth and stand for the truth, it will end up not helping you. How can it be that if somebody does the wrong thing and you come out to say that I saw this person doing something wrong, I am an eyewitness, at the end of the day, you'll be the one to suffer while that person will be let to go scot-free? Because this is just what it looks like. that somebody didn't finish his NYC, and the body that issues the certificate came out to say he did not finish it. Therefore, we did not give him the certificate. And then today, you have been the body is being asked to pay a fine of 5 million. Maybe as in they dented his image, or they spoke against him, or they testified against him. I don't know why all these things should be happening in Nigeria. We have a judicial system that really needs total reform. I mean, the Nigerian judiciary has a lot to do, as in the work they need to do. And we need credible people who are credible to be able to come out to embark on this kind of work, because we can't get any form of real transformation with people who do not mean well for Nigeria. We saw one of the justices that was going on retirement coming out to expose the kind of rot we have in our judiciary. These people, they don't mind, doing anything provided it suits them. I mean, justices. And you can see it again still happening. People are not learning from some of these things that happened during this election. Justice, the retired justice came out to tell us that the judiciary has got a lot of cleansing to do. They've got a lot of cleansing because of the kind of corruption happening there. And you could see this happening. The NYC is now going to suffer this. Tell me if next time they will have the boldness to come and testify against any politician who forges NYC certificate. Or even if any of the government bodies will be willing to come out to testify against anybody that also has forgery allegation around him or her. So these are some of the things we are having in Nigeria. And with this, Nigeria cannot progress as a country, honestly. If we cannot trust our judiciary, if we cannot trust our judges, if when you need them, as they always tell us that the court is the last hope for the common man. And when you need them, that dying moment that you need them, they will not be there for you. You will not have that boldness. And all these things are affecting Nigeria's economy, because how will you want investors to come into a system where the judiciary is not even there to deliver justice? How will you want to come and invest? Even some of the Nigerians staying abroad who want to bring in their money into our economy, at least invest in the real estate aspect of the economy, or you go into agriculture. There are so many places, fertile areas that Nigerians in the diaspora can take advantage of. But people will be scared in case you come across somebody that dupes you. Who will be there to give you justice with this kind of happenings in Nigeria? So I think we've got a lot to do. We've got a lot to do, and we are just hoping that they will start calling a spade a spade. So that brings me to Mr. Emefiele. This person tweeted and said, Godwin Emefiele now looks like a war gecko. So I don't know, this man was held. We all know that the DSS took him, and we don't even know on what ground he was released. They've not really come out to tell Nigerians what his crimes are. Today they will tell you he had a gun, and tomorrow is another thing. They'll bring new charges and all that. But now that he has been released, I don't know on what terms they released him. And I just want to use this opportunity to support what Mr. Peter Obi has always say about transparency. We need a system that is very transparent. As in, if you are prosecuting somebody, we are interested in corrupt people being prosecuted, but try to carry the Nigerian people along. There is nothing wrong in prosecuting people. That is even how the system is going to be sanitized if people are prosecuted. But try to carry the people along. Tell us what is happening. We saw how Trump of the US, the former president of the United States, was being taken to court. People were being updated as to why he was in court today, the next time he will be in court, why he's going to be in court, why he risks jail term, and all that. The public was being carried along. And even if you don't need to be a university graduate for you to understand what is happening in your country. They will break it down so that the people will understand what is happening in their nation. But we have a system where you'll be struggling to know what is happening in Nigeria. And at the end of the day, you will just be hearing all sort of speculation. And this is how they give room to fake news. Assuming now that he's released, they've made a press conference, or a media has gone to interview them, and they itemize what happened or transpired for people to understand. I think it will be good. But just holding this man and then, let me just say, trying him in secrecy and all that, I don't think it is the best for Nigeria. And honestly, sometimes it's even fear for serving as a government official in Nigeria, because it might boomerang. It might boomerang not because you have dirty hands, but once you don't serve the interests of those in power, it's really going to affect you. It's going to affect you, because sometimes they may just come up with any kind of allegation and say, this is what you did and this is what you didn't do. And you'll be struggling to free yourself from those allegations. So we've not heard the side of Mr. Emefiele, but looking at him from this image, you can see that this man is not looking that well. And I really feel for him. I know that he's not really a super clean man, or he's not even a clean man, but I think just taking him in like that is not really the best. And another thing with Nigeria is you'll be arrested before investigations are carried out. But in developed countries, you'll be investigated and all information about you will be compiled, so that if you are taken to the court, you already know why you are being taken there. You just go there to defend yourself, to plead guilty or that you are not guilty and all that. But in Nigeria, you'll be arrested and then they will start looking for evidence or things that they will use to, like, hook you with. I don't think this is what we want. This is not the kind of country we want. And this government is not really taking Nigerians along in whatever they are doing. And I don't think that is going to help them as a government. So we look forward to a better Nigeria. And Mr. Peter Obi has encouraged us to stand as a strong opposition. When this government is erring, let's tell the government what they are doing that is not right, so that they can start thinking twice on how to get it right. And I think with all this that I've just said, you can see that things are not going well in Nigeria. So we played a video last night. In case you've not watched our live stream yesterday night, please do well to go to the channel to take a look. So I'm going to be sharing this video with you because these guys, some of the people that even supported the current government, they are now like thinking twice because things are not going well in Nigeria. I mean, the hard times people are passing through. I'm just wondering if Nigerians have ever experienced the kind of things they are experiencing today. And our government seem to be so insensitive, so insensitive, because they don't care about the plight of the people. The government, the president just signed this supplementary budget. And we know that this is a budget that has come under so much criticism or about what is contained in it. People have condemned so many things, how they want to buy these fleets of cars and all that. But it has been signed, it has been signed. Let's see how they are going to carry the Nigerian economy along. So let me play this video and we'll come back to end this live stream.
It's becoming outrageous for me. Yeah. This issue of data, please, in the name of Almighty God, the Honorable Minister for Communications, Dr. Olatunbosun Tijani, the chairman of the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, that is Mr. Aminu Meida, please, Honorable Minister, sir, I beg you in the name of the Almighty God, or whatever you hold sacred, sir, this issue of data, Honorable Minister, sir, Shebi, the constitution of this country says the welfare of the people will be the primary responsibility of government. Please, Honorable Minister, is our welfare really your priority as government officials? Because already in Nigeria, the cost of living is something that we cannot even talk about. Depression is now rampant. People are dealing with a lot. Nigerians, I can't talk about the cost of fuel, the cost of food. Let me not even go there. One of the only things where they give Nigerians joy, where they fit give us opportunity to interact. Now for us to have data on our phone, to come online, interact with friends, watch videos and the rest, people will be able to calm their nerves and have their mentality, mental health in check. This outrageous increase in the cost of data plans, by telecommunications companies. Today you go come, they dance now 800, 1,000 will now be 500, and the more they think they increase, the more the data know they last. For Almighty God's sake, Honorable Minister for Communications, Dr. Bosun Tijani, this is not something you will say it is out of your power or you cannot do. If truly our welfare is your concern, sir, you can begin to relate with the chairperson of the NCC, the Senate Committee Chairman on Telecommunications, House Committee Chairman on Telecommunications. For you people to talk to the telecommunications industry, meet with them, whether this MTN, Glow, Artisalite, this Nine Mobile, sorry, Airtel, for them to see Honorable Minister for Information, Mr. Muhammad Idris Oga Malagi, how are we supposed to be informed when we do not have data for our phone? China TV, we want to watch. What is the cost of subscription of Go TV now? Go TV. Some of the plan don't reach 10K. Go TV Max is about 4,850 or so, almost 5,000 naira. Not to talk about Star Times or DSTV. Now this data, night all of us take, they come online for us to fit talk to ourselves. Data has become so important. Even some primary, secondary school students, their parents need to get data for them to do some assignments and homework. It is an essential commodity. It is something that, is it that in Nigeria, everything is fashioned to kill you? Sometimes Nigeria does not seem like a real place. It is like maybe we live in a simulation, or we are operating war games or hunger games, where we are just put here for people to test your strength of sufferhead. So that every year they increase the pressure of suffering. Anybody will survive that stage, you go move to the next one. That is what it seems like. Everybody is on the edge. Today, queues have been don't resume for filling station concerning fuel. Federal government is saying they want to increase whether how much for civil servants and these people. If the cost of commodities do not come down, the money will not have any impact, because you go spend everything. Inflation will take it all. This issue of data, make we begin justice for data protest or justice for data cry for make una fit help us. This Mohbad way died, this musician. So the video where I do talking about justice for Mohbad and all, people came there and were commenting. A lot of comments. Not be saying I won. You go see somebody go say on top this Mohbad issue, I don't spend all the money where I get for data. It not go better for people who kill Mohbad. So you not go know whether na the death when Mohbad died, they pay them on the data way. Nigerians are just on the edge. Everything people say it is until when I begin to pick their body for road. If people they die for house of depression before when I go understand. Federal government, if we not fear God, at least value human life now. The basic things for humanity should not be something that we should be crying and dying for. I had a wedding, a colleague, a relative of mine was wedding song in Benin. I did Lagos. I could not afford transport to go to Benin for wedding. Not the flight at the talk of. For now, I cannot even afford that kind of luxury. Me and flight for where? Who give me? Motor transport, I no see go. So if person no fit see at least transport to go celebrate with family, make I no still get data for phone to fit call them to say how una dey for video call. How about now federal government? Make una also they look into the thing where they affect common man. This data issue is something that you can do. Help us, Dr. Latun Bosun Tijani, Honorable Minister for Communication, Chairman NCC, Oga Aminu Menda. I beg, I don't know. Please help me tag them if you see this video, if you see their handle. I am on my knees begging you, sir. Help us for this country. Because it's becoming, I don't know. Nigerians are dealing with a lot. Oh, federal government officials, in case you don't know, Nigerians are dealing with a lot. So make una fear God, make una pity human life. This data issue, I beg, help us resolve them. Help us make una look into ram. Mofiti to be oga go to beg you, Dr. Bosun Tijani, in the name of Almighty God. Ha!
Kilode.
Oga.
Kilode.
Nigerians are really going a lot, honestly. People are really going a lot. And the insensitivity of this government is even very shocking. Nigerians were like crying out, don't spend all this money in buying cars. They are paying deaf ears to the cry of the people. They just want their own luxury. Do you know how much has been allocated in renovating the president's home in Lagos? Do you know how much they said they are going to use to renovate the vice presidential lodge? We're talking about the yacht that they wanted to buy. They now told us that initially they told us that they've removed the money, the 5 billion for yacht. They've added it to student loan money. Later, they came and told us that the yacht has already been is been delivered. I think that was what they came. There've been a lot of stories. So you find out that we have a system. No doubt these people can do anything to get to that position, because it's not as if they have much upstairs to give. See, since this government came into power, nothing you can really point out that you said they've done very well. Look at the naira. They are just trying to pump in money now to make the naira to kind of regain little value. Before you know it again, when the one they pump in has, fizzle out, you see the naira start climbing again. This is why we need to say people like Peter Obi. We should commend people like them who want to see Nigeria work again. He has even advised this government that no matter the strategy you take, if Nigeria does not start producing, to start exporting so as to earn some foreign currency, it will be difficult to arrest the naira. If we don't start producing, another thing is allowing other people's currency to be used in Nigeria. Is a place where your landlord wants dollar for house rent. Schools are accepting dollar for school fees, and other places like that. They want dollar to become the currency for the Nigerian people, and that alone is shaking the naira so much. Peter Obi is the only person that will come out to call a spade a spade. He has even condemned this supplementary budget that the president just signed, because he did not see the empathy. That is just what this person is lamenting on. The empathy. The government is not feeling for the people. They don't think about how are Nigerians surviving. Some states cannot even pay the 30,000 minimum wage. How much is 30,000? That's just like $30 for a month. For a month. This is money that some people can just squander in a day. Some Nigerians can't even receive it as a salary in some states. And the government has not seen it needful to force these states to implement this 30,000 minimum wage, which cannot even afford you anything today. So we are really in a mess. And as it stands now, the president is not even in Nigeria. I think he's in Saudi Arabia. And you see this protest going on in Nigeria while our president is not in the country at the moment. Yes, so that is just some of the things that we keep talking about, that it's not about tribe, neither is it about religion. But when you see the truth, you have to say this truth, speak the truth, and condemn what the government is doing that is not right, because directly or indirectly is going to affect you as a person. So I'm going to end this stream at this point. I want to appreciate you for joining me. And I also want to ask you guys to go out and vote for the Labour Party. In case you are in Imo State or you have your family in Imo State, please do well to go out and support the Labour Party governorship candidate. Go and cast your vote. We all know that the Imo State government booked the hotels in Imo State. They are like trying to book all the hotels in Imo State. That is also a strategy, they want to put in place to stop people. You get to the state, you'll be stranded, you won't get a place to lodge and all that. But no matter their strategies, I think we should be rugged at this point to say all we want is change. So go out and support Mr. Tan Achono, so that he will emerge the next governor of the state. So this is him when he went to Mbano, one of the local government areas in Imo State. So I just hope that this election is going to be peaceful, because you can't trust INEC anymore. Nobody can trust INEC anymore. INEC has said anywhere there is any problem, they are going to cancel the election of that place. So who knows how this result is going to be concluded on? I don't know. We can't really say at the moment. So go out and support Mr. Tan Achono. Cast your vote, protect your vote, defend your vote until it's counted and recorded. We all saw what happened during the presidential election. So guys, that is it for today, for this morning. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to be ending this stream here. Please do want to give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it to more people and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. And do well to join us later this evening. Today's evening, we are always here live with Dr. Tal. We are going to be analyzing other headlines and recent happening in the political space in Nigeria. Thank you very, very much. And God bless you. Yes, so that is the man, Mr. Tan Achone. He has a very good record, as he was once a senator, and he has a very good track record. So you can go and read about him, watch videos about him. He has really done much for his own community, and he said he wants to do it across the state. So that should be one of the reasons why you should vote for him. Yes, so guys, that is Mr. Tan Achone. Go out, support him, vote for the Labour Party. We want the Labour Party to win in Imo State. Let's tell Mr. Hope Uzodinma that the Imo people have rejected him. He is never an option at the moment, even though he was given to us by the Supreme Court. We don't want him any longer. So Mr. Achone is going to transform Imo State. In case you want what is happening in Abia to happen in Imo State, support Mr. Tan Achone, vote for him, encourage your family back home to go out and vote for him. So that brings me to the end of this stream.